In the town of Eldenbrook, people hurried through their days without much thought of wonder. Shops lined the cobblestone streets. Horses pulled carts piled with hay. Children ran after stray dogs. Yet, hidden beneath the ordinary life of the town, secrets slumbered. 12-year-old Daniel was always searching for them. He loved mysteries more than bread or sleep. While others played, he explored abandoned alleys. He poked around old wells. He tapped on stone walls, listening for hollows. One day, I'll find something incredible, he told himself. His parents laughed kindly. You'll end up with muddy boots, his mother said. But Daniel never stopped searching. One autumn afternoon, the sky turned gray. Wind shook leaves from the trees. Daniel wandered near the oldest church in town. Its walls were covered with ivy. Its doors creaked like tired bones. Daniel pressed his hands against the side wall. Knock, knock. One spot sounded hollow. His heart jumped. He pushed harder. A stone shifted. Dust rose. Beneath it, a narrow passage appeared. Daniel swallowed nervously. This is it, he whispered. He squeezed through the gap. Darkness swallowed him. The air smelled of dust and old paper. He struck a match. The flicker revealed shelves. Endless shelves. Books stretched in every direction. His jaw dropped. A library, he breathed. But this was no ordinary library. The books glowed faintly. Some whispered. Others shifted on their own. A voice spoke, "Welcome, seeker." Daniel spun around. An old man stood there, wearing robes the color of smoke. His beard brushed his chest. His eyes twinkled like candle flames. Who are you?" Daniel stammered. "I am the librarian," the man said. "Guardian of the hidden library." Daniel gaped. "Why is it hidden?" The librarian's smile faded. "Because these books are dangerous." Daniel frowned. "Books can't be dangerous." The librarian's eyes grew stern. "Knowledge is the sharpest blade." He gestured to a shelf. A book slid out, opening in midair. Fire leapt from its pages. Daniel gasped. The librarian waved his hand. And the fire vanished. "See," he said calmly. Daniel's eyes shone with awe. "Teach me." The librarian studied him. "You are bold. But boldness alone is not enough." "I'll work hard," Daniel promised. Silence stretched. Finally, the librarian nodded. "Very well. But you must obey the rules." "What rules?" "Never open a book alone. Never use magic for greed. And never, ever read the Black Book." Daniel shivered. "What's the Black Book?" "The Book of Unmaking," the librarian said gravely. Daniel nodded quickly. "I won't." And so, his lessons began. Each day, Daniel returned. He learned how to awaken words with whispers. How to summon light from the margins. How to close a book before its magic consumed him. His heart raced with excitement. But curiosity tugged at him constantly. One evening, while the librarian fetched scrolls, Daniel's eyes wandered. At the far end of the library, a shelf loomed darker than the rest. Upon it rested a single book, bound in black leather. His breath caught. The Black Book. He stepped closer. It seemed to pulse faintly. His hand reached out. But then he heard the librarian's footsteps. He jerked back. That night, he couldn't sleep. Dreams of the Black Book haunted him. He saw shadows curling from its pages. He heard whispers calling his name. By morning, sweat drenched him. "I won't touch it," he told himself. But temptation grew. Days passed. Daniel studied faithfully. Yet each time, his eyes strayed to the black book. One stormy evening, thunder shook the town. Rain lashed the windows. Daniel entered the library. The librarian was absent. Lightning flashed across the shelves. The black book gleamed. Daniel's heart thudded. He stepped forward. His fingers brushed the cover. Cold seeped into his skin. The book whispered, "Open me." Daniel trembled. "Just one page," he whispered back. He opened it. Darkness spilled out. Shadows swirled through the library. The air grew icy. Daniel tried to close the book. It resisted. The librarian appeared, shouting, "No." He waved his staff. Light burst forth, shoving back the shadows. The book slammed shut. Daniel fell to his knees. "I'm sorry," he cried. The librarian's face was pale. "You broke the rule." "I didn't mean." Curiosity without discipline is destruction. Tears stung Daniel's eyes. "I can do better." The librarian sighed deeply. "Then you must prove it." He pointed to the trembling shelves. "The black book has awakened the vault of shadows. You must seal it." Daniel's stomach knotted. "How?" "With courage. And with song." The librarian handed him a small silver flute. "Play with all your heart." Daniel gripped it tightly. Shadows slithered from the vault. Their voices hissed. Daniel lifted the flute. His hands shook. He blew softly. A trembling note floated out. The shadows shuddered. He played louder. Music filled the library. The shelves glowed. The shadows writhed. Daniel poured his fear and hope into the tune. Light burst from the flute. The vault slammed shut. Silence fell. Daniel lowered the flute, panting. The librarian's eyes softened. "You resisted destruction with creation." Daniel's tears fell. "I'm sorry I failed." The librarian placed a hand on his shoulder. "Failure is the first step to wisdom." Daniel nodded weakly. From then on, he studied with greater care. He never strayed near the black book again. Weeks turned into months. His skills grew stronger. He could summon flame without burning. He could weave illusions without trapping himself. He could mend torn pages with a touch. But most importantly, he learned restraint. One day, the librarian said, "You are ready." Daniel blinked. Ready for what? To leave this library and guard the world outside. Guard it from what? From forgetting, the librarian said. Books are not only spells. They are memories. Without memory, people are lost. Daniel understood. He bowed his head. "I'll protect them." The librarian smiled. "Then you are no longer a seeker. You are a keeper." That night, Daniel stepped out into the streets of Eldenbrook. The stars glimmered above. His satchel held a single book, his own, still blank. The librarian had given it to him. "Fill it with your journey," he had said. Daniel touched the cover. It felt warm, waiting. He walked through the town. He saw bakers closing shops. He saw mothers calling children home. He saw lamplighters lifting flames to the posts. Ordinary life. But now he knew there was more beneath it. He whispered, "I'll keep the stories safe." Days turned into years. Daniel grew taller. He traveled to distant villages. He taught children to read. He saved crumbling scrolls from fires. He mended broken tales. He carried the flute everywhere. When shadows stirred, he played. His music always brought light. People began calling him the keeper of words. Songs were sung about him. But Daniel stayed humble. "I was once just a seeker," he told children. And seekers can always become keepers. The hidden library remained, safe under the old church. The librarian watched from afar. Proud. But unseen. Daniel never forgot him. Nor the lesson of the Black Book. Knowledge is a blade. But in the right hands, it is also a lantern. And so Daniel walked, carrying his lantern of stories. He lit hearts. He lit minds. He lit paths in darkness. His own book filled with tales of kindness. Tales of courage. Tales of forgiveness. When the book was finally full, he smiled. "It is ready," he whispered. He returned to Eldenbrook. He placed the book gently on a shelf in the hidden library. The other books rustled in welcome. The librarian appeared, older now. He smiled warmly. "Well done, keeper." Daniel bowed deeply. The story goes on. And indeed, it did. For every seeker who stumbled into the hidden passage would one day find it. They would meet the librarian. They would hear Daniel's story. And they too would learn that knowledge is a gift. A gift to protect, not to hoard. And so the hidden library lived on. The end.